do it. Thank you everybody for joining in this dark corner at Kongressimessut. We're very intimate. So today we'll be talking about the power of event success management and how it can transform your events, especially after the pandemic years that we all have endured and suffered. My name is Krista Skodra. I'm a Greek originally living in Finland for the past 18 years. And I came here as an Erasmus student. I'm a journalist, I'm an educator, I'm an event manager, and my current title is Event Success Manager at Lyyti, the leading event success platform, Finnish company with 15 years of history. So I will talk to you about this 4 different topics: the impact of the pandemic to events, what those past couple of years have caused, the experience value score and how it was created as a North Star metric for measuring events. And then I'll go to talk about the event success management methodology, which is a new methodology combining the traditional event management and agile thinking that comes from the software industry, and the importance of an event portfolio that every city, region, destination, company, organization, for-profit, not-for-profit should have in place. How it all started. So as I said, I'm working for Lyyti, the leading event success platform in Finland, a software company that helps event organizers create live, online, hybrid events, the kind of events that drive and foster meaningful encounters for their participants and build strong connections and lead to better business. And this I will touch upon in my presentation today. When we talk about meaningful encounters, meaningful means that the encounters means that the time invested from the participant is the biggest investment to be made in events. That's event currency. That's the highest investment to be made. And when we talk about meaningful, it means that the event participant time has to be well spent. And this is what we're talking about. This is in brief how the story has started and how the experience value score was born and how the event success methodology was born. So these are relatively new features of the product, a new metric called the experience value score, and the pandemic, what it has caused was exactly this lack of feeling and looking at people's eyes and making that connection and understanding how they feel about their event, have their goals and expectations be met or not. And then around the product feature, so let's start now backwards from instead of peeling the onion, we go from inward to outward. So first, a product feature called the experience value score was created, and the pandemic really made it clear and apparent that that's important. We have to keep measuring events on a continuous basis. And then around this product feature, the experience value score, a whole methodology, a way of thinking has been created. And the birth of the event success management have happened in the winter of 2021. If you have studied events or if you work in events, how about some of you in the audience? Do you work in events? Yes? Right? Many of you have been working in events, so you might be familiar, whether you study or you're practitioners, that Pine and Gilmore from the late 90s, they talk about the experience economy. And this is one of my favorite books. If you haven't, please read The Experience Economy. Work is theater and every business is a stage. So our goal as businesses is to stage experiences, personalized experiences and memorable experiences, meaningful encounters for our guests and participants. So as the leading author, Joe Pine, is saying, the experience economy is all about time well spent. And as I touched upon in the introduction, the pandemic has really caused this impact, the loss of the gut feeling of events, because we moved to remote work, a lot of online events, a lot of internal events in our company meetings, a lot of encounters that we have lost this eye contact and the personal touch. Also, due to this fatigue of the online events, and the majority of the events taking place on that virtual with mediated environment, the attention of the event participant has become much less. It was already getting less, but even more so. We are fatigued. My eyes are tired, my mind cannot focus after 8 hours of staring at a screen, my neck is in pain. So it has become really crystal clear that the time is money, as the old adage says, aika on raha, right? We said in all languages, almost in Europe and the world. So the event participants' time is event currency. The cost of catering, of this and that, all the metrics and all the elements of an event are not so important as the time that our participants invest in our events. Because in order to come to our events, it means that they're going away from their normal working life, right? So their man or woman hours are gone, their per diems are invested now to come to our events. They lose time from their family, from their favorite hobby. So the most important element is the time investment. And also the distinction has become clear over the past years that the invisible and the visible events, the external sales and marketing versus the variety of internal events we have as organizers in our own company, whether they're HR events or meetings we host. So there's so many events we're constantly attending to. So we are participants as well. So we organize, but we are also participants to a variety of events, whether they're online, whether they're hybrid, whether they're face-to-face. So for those things in mind, what we have to ensure is that we constantly measure and analyze and improve our events on a continuous basis. And many of you are organizing events, right? That's why you are attending here Kongressimessut, and you're working in the hospitality industry, rather maybe you're working for B2B events and conferences and so on, or you could organize weddings and all kinds of events. So there's a variety of metrics that we are bombarded or asked to from our management, our supervisors to look to and produce reports and data. But what I believe is when you are trying to reach for the stars and you try to measure everything, you really learn nothing. And for that reason, the experience value score was born. Because the experience value score is a North Star metric, pohjantahti mittari in Finnish, and in a constant world that is changing, the North Star is the one that guides you to the right direction. And the North Star metric has this 3 bullet points you see there. It leads to revenue, it reflects upon the customer value, and measures the progress. So this is what exactly the EVS is doing. So the EVS as a feature and a measure metric of success is answering to a very simple question. The event was worth my time. So the question is, was my time worth it at your event, or was it wasted? So immediately after the event ends, automatically all the event participants that they're using Lyti, and in the future I believe that what I'm aware that they don't perhaps necessarily will use Lyti, but it could be a standalone EVS feature that everybody can use to measure their event success. So by answering to this very simple question, having the event participants' time at the core and at the heart, right? They get this automated email where they can choose one of the 5 emojis, and behind those there is a mathematical formula and psychology, and then they can also share their feedback, open feedback that justifies the answer why I chose one of the smiley faces. And once they click send, all the users of Lyti, they will identify and will get this dashboard. Well, they will see what is the number, what is my EVS score, and how is the average score, the benchmark amongst my organization. So how I'm performing, my event is performing in my organization. Is it 2 points down to the average within our other company events, and also compared to all organizations. So that's the international global benchmark of the all 2,000 companies using EVS at the moment. How much better is my event to the competition? And then you see other data, response rate, and so on. Then you also have, of course, the open feedback, which you can make a keyword analysis of and see what trends emerging there. And what is interesting, especially if you like Excels and numbers and really want to produce reports for your supervisors and management teams and so on, this is how you can combine the EVS to your other business metrics. So the first 4 columns come from the EVS Lyti product, and they're in the dashboard, and then here there are other metrics that you might have in place in your organization. So for instance, according to our data, the EVS correlates to sales results. So if you see here, your EVS scores 70, this type of event, so this is every row represents different type of events, event X, Y, and Z, and this in-person event had a score of 70 EVS, and the EVS benchmark is 79, so that's 9 points of difference. That could, by analyzing all the other columns and the numbers, it might lead to the insight and your decision making that this event didn't perform so well. Should we organize it again, or should we not? Or how to improve it? How to make the next in-person event reach the targets and the metrics we're setting? So, EVS at the core. It's a North Star metric. I want you to remember this. So now I want to go higher and see the big picture. And the big picture is the event success management methodology. And innovation is found in the intersections. Everything has been discovered nowadays, and when you merge different disciplines, that's where the magic happens. So event success management is a lean and effective management approach to ensure that every single event is better and more successful than the previous one. And this is where the innovation at the intersection of disciplines comes from. So here we have the traditional event management, the one that I was teaching also to my students in Haaga-Helia when I was an event management lecturer. And here we have Agile methodology that comes from the software industry. And Lyti is a software company. So obviously merging the two, the event success management is born. And what lessons Agile thinking can give to traditional event management? So the lean approach and the Agile thinking can give this concrete assets to event professionals and practitioners. So to have the customer perspective in mind that delivers the value for the customer, to eliminate waste, meaning that if something doesn't make sense or doesn't bring value, we don't take it to the next event. We don't use it for the next event implementation. And third, it's about continuous improvement. And Agile methodology, even though that comes from the software industry traditionally, it has given lots of food for thought and lessons learned to other disciplines and other industries as well. And the benefits here for event professionals is better transparency, flexibility, and better continuous learning for events. These are the core differences here between the traditional event management and the new methodology of event success management. So the focus at first on the old way of doing things was very event-centric. We focused on the event and everything around it. Whereas on the event success management side, we focus on the participant. Their interest and their time investment, as we said, is in our heart and our best interest. Then we talk about continuous improvement, how each event becomes gradually better and more successful than the previous one. And then here, events are organized as a tradition, out of routine. We've been organizing this event for so many years, and we just do the same old, same old. But here you learn from the previous implementation, and your goal is to score a better EVS score, for instance, this North Star metric that keeps improving, and get better comments, qualitative comments. And then here we have event organizers all over the organization, but here with the event success methodology in mind, the mindset is you have an event success manager and an event success team. And if you organize events as you do here, we have the different stages of the events, and this is what I want you to remember, that event success management goes on a continuum. Every event has its own event cycle, and they all grow for better learning. And I will close with this. So the importance of an event portfolio. So event success management was the theory that helped the event, the experience value score, and the event success portfolio, I want you to think of a holistic approach, a bird's eye view to all the events your organization is organizing, because this is missing. Events are scattered around and nobody perhaps has a clear view why we are attending Kongressimessut, to what other events we are part of, and where we will be speaking. So this is an example of Lyti's event success portfolio, where we have defined external events, internal events, events where use EVS, events without EVS, and all of these internal events, obviously, we use EVS. So we're preaching we're doing what we preach as well. So if you're interested to learn more, there's an Event Success Academy with 3 levels of master classes: the Event Success Master, where you get certified, and the Event Success Manager, where you go through implementing event success management to your organization, and Event Success Strategist, where the key CXO level, your management people can see really the importance of a strategic event portfolio in place. So that was the short, sweet 10 minutes here. My name is Krista Skodra. Thank you for your time. I hope it was worth it. So let's be in touch and make more successful events and meaningful encounters.